Hello everyone, welcome to the class. We are going to start a new chapter today. It's the first chapter of Introduction to Economics and Statistics. We are going to learn what is economics all about, meaning of economics. There are very famous definitions given by 4 experts. It's wealth definition by Adam Smith, welfare definition by Alfred Marshall, scarcity definition by Robbins, and growth definition by Samuelson. We are going to learn them one by one. Wealth definition by Adam Smith. According to him, says economics is the science of wealth. In ordinary language, wealth means money. In economics, wealth refers to those goods which satisfy human wants. See, according to Adam Smith, he was of the view that wealth is nothing but money. Wealth क्या है? कुछ नहीं, money है. और wealth हम किसको रेफर करते हैं? वो goods जो कि human wants को satisfy करने के usage में आते हैं. They all are going to categorize under wealth. According to Adam Smith, economics is concerned with the problems arising with wealth getting and wealth using activities of people. He was interested in studying the ways by which the wealth of all nations could be increased. Fine. तो एडम स्मिथ ने इकोनॉमिक्स की डेफिनेशन को वेल्थ के अराउंड रिवॉल्व किया. उनका ये कहना था कि इकोनॉमिक्स जो है दैट इज ऑल कंसर्न्ड विद द प्रॉब्लम अराइजिंग विद वेल्थ गेटिंग. वेल्थ जनरेट कैसे होगी, वेल्थ कैसे आएगी आपके पास, एंड देन हाउ द पीपल आर गोइंग टू यूज दिस वेल्थ in order to satisfy the needs and wants, in order to satisfy their needs and wants. So he was interested in studying the ways by which the wealth of all nations could be increased. कि किस तरीके से wealth of all the nations can be increased. So a 1-mark question or a multiple choice question can be asked कि एडम स्मिथ की जो definition है उसमें main important crux क्या था. So he was in Adam Smith's definition of economics. It was all about science of wealth. He was concerned with the problem arising with wealth getting and wealth using activities of people. Now let's move to the next definition, is the welfare definition. Now this welfare definition is given by Alfred Marshall. He says that economics is the study of man in the ordinary business of life. It inquires how he gets his income and how he uses it. Fine. Welfare definition में जो एल्फर्ड मार्शल का important thrust था वो था income के ऊपर. Fine. कि how a person is getting his income and how is he using it. According to Marshall, the primary objective and end of economics is the promotion of material welfare, which is a part of human welfare. क्या मतलब है? Material welfare is your income, your goods and services. So according to Marshall, the prime objective and the purpose of studying economics is to know that how a person is using his income, or you can say it's the material welfare which is going to satisfy his again needs and wants, which is a part of human welfare. Fine. So how is he getting his income and how is he using it? It is the main crux of the welfare definition given by Alfred Marshall. Adam Smith का crux था बेटे wealth, कि wealth कैसे generate होती है और wealth कैसे use होती है, and how what are the ways in which the wealth of all nations could be increased. Alfred Marshall का जो thrust था on the welfare definition of economics, he wants to give He wanted to give importance on that how an income is generated and how a man is going to use this income in order to satisfy his needs and wants, ultimately, which is a part of human welfare. Fine. Then the next definition is given by Robbins. Fine. This definition is termed as scarcity definition, and this is the definition on the basis of which, like, the whole superstructure of economics is, standing on this definition. See, it's according to him, economics is the science which studies human behavior as a relationship between ends and scarce means which have alternative uses. See, according to him, the resources with any economy, they are scarce. They are limited. These resources can be put into various alternative uses, and man or human wants are unlimited. Fine. So basically, when we study economics, we study that how a man is making a choice how to use these scarce resources in order to meet his unlimited wants, and these resources are to having alternative uses. So how is he making the choice of using the resources in such a manner that he is getting maximum satisfaction? This is the crux of the scarcity definition of economics. You see, limited resources, unlimited wants, it is going to lead to scarcity of goods and services, and that is why the economic problem arises, economizing problem. That is your problem of choice, which says what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. So in economics, we try to solve these three problems, that what is to be produced with these scarce resources so that the needs and wants, unlimited needs and wants of the consumers or of the humans are satisfied in the maximum possible manner. Fine. Then how to produce, which technique of production to be used, and for whom to produce. So these are the three basic economic problems which we try to solve. Scarcity is the root of all economic problems. This is what we were discussing. There are unlimited wants. Man has unlimited wants or ends. That is, they can never be fully satisfied. No sooner a want is satisfied, a new want emerges. एक want satisfy होती है तो दूसरी emerge हो जाती है. Then second point is that there are scarcity of resources. It refers to the limitation of supply in relation to demand for a commodity. In relation to the demand for a particular commodity, the resources to satisfy that demand is limited. And the third reason for the emergence of scarcity is your alternative uses. Resources are not only scarce, but they can be put to various uses. Right? Resources are not only scarce, they can be put into various uses, and because of these three problems, the problem of choice arises. We have to make a choice between now what to produce, for whom to produce, and how it is to be produced so that the human wants are satisfied. That is why we study economics. There is a need to allocate the scarce resources for the satisfaction of never-ending human wants. Fine. So economics is concerned with the selection of resources under conditions of scarcity. Fine. It enables us to understand different aspects of the economy and helps in analyzing problems and policies of the government. And that is why we study economics. We need to understand that how these scarce resources are to be allocated, कैसे हम इन scarce resources को allocate करें ताकि जो human की never ending wants हैं, how can they be satisfied? Maximum of them can be satisfied. Therefore, economics is concerned with what we study in economics. Yeah, it deals with selection of resources. Okay, कौन से resource with our limited resources, how where to put these resources so that we can get maximum satisfaction. Fine, that is why we study economics. The last definition is growth definition. It is a modified version of scarcity definition given by Professor Samuelson. देखो Professor Samuelson ने scarcity definition को तो as it is accept किया था. उन्होंने सिर्फ अपनी definition में एक point और add कर दिया था कि resources, no doubt scarce resources हमने use करने हैं in such a manner कि those resources are going to give maximum satisfaction. लेकिन साथ साथ ये भी देखना है that these resources should also be grown, क्योंकि जब हम resources को use करेंगे they are going to be depleted. Fine, तो हमने साथ साथ ये भी देखना है that growth of resources should take place simultaneously. So according to the growth definition given by Samuelson, economics is the study of how man and society choose, with or without the use of money, to employ scarce productive resources which could have alternative uses, to produce various commodities over time and distribute them for consumption now and in the future among various people and groups of society. That means we have to ensure that when we are using these scarce resources, they should be simultaneously grown so that these resources are to be available in future. लिखा है ना बेटा, consumption now and in the future among various people and groups in society. So economics is a social science and it is mainly concerned with the way how society employs its limited resources for alternative uses. Fine. So this scarcity definition, I told you it is as it is accepted by Samuelson, with one more point of addition, that we have to ensure that these resources should grow so that they are also available in future. Now, people are engaged in different types of activities in their day-to-day life. If we segregate these activities are non-economic activities and economic activities. अब बेटा non-economic activities वो होती हैं जो कि हम करते हैं not for the purpose of earning money. Fine. Such non-economic activities are actually giving us psychological satisfaction. So activities which have no economic aspect or are not concerned with money or wealth, they are non-economic activities. Fine. They are social activities, religious activities, political activities, charitable activities, and parental activities. ये सब activities आपकी, these activities are not being undertaken to earn money. A person who is undertaking these activities, religious activity, charitable activity, parental activity, like a mother cooking food for her children, fine, that is a parental activity. Mother is not earning money out of it, so it's a non-economic activity. Whereas economic activities are the activities which are based on are related to the use of scarce resources for the satisfaction of human wants, and the purpose is to earn money. Fine, the purpose is to earn money. To continuing with this example, agar the same mother, okay, who is preparing food for her children at home, that is a non-economic activity. Agar वही same lady किसी restaurant में जाके, if she is the main chef and preparing food or preparing different dishes for the customer, so she is charging for her work. So that is an economic activity. So the key terms which we are going to use in economic activities are production, consumption, investment, exchange, and distribution. Now let us understand these terms in detail. Again, these terms can be asked in the form of multiple choice questions, that what do this mean? Yeah, give one word for, let's say, an economic activity which is concerned with increasing the utility or value of goods and services. So the answer would be production. Fine. वो इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी जिसमें हम क्या करते हैं, किसी भी गुड या सर्विस की वैल्यू या यूटिलिटी को बढ़ा देते हैं. कैसे बढ़ा देते हैं? प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस से. सी, वी परचेज रॉ मटेरियल. रॉ मटेरियल को हम प्रोसेस करते हैं विद द हेल्प ऑफ प्रोडक्शन एक्टिविटी, एंड दैट रॉ मटेरियल इज कन्वर्टेड इनटू फिनिश गुड्स. तो ऑब्वियसली जो फिनिश गुड है उसकी यूटिलिटी ज्यादा होती है देन द रॉ मटेरियल. सो it's an economic activity. Production is an economic activity which is concerned with increasing the utility or value of goods and services. Second term is consumption. Consumption is the economic activity which is concerned with the use of goods and services for the direct satisfaction of individual and collective wants. It is the base of all production activity. Consumption क्या होता है बच्चे? Consumption is you are using the goods and services which are produced, and the purpose of using or consuming those goods and services is to satisfy the needs and wants. Production activity का base ही consumption है कि अगर if the consumption activity will not take place, who would like to produce? So production will not take place without consumption. Then the third is investment. Investment is that economic activity which is concerned with production of capital goods like machinery, computers. Capital goods are your asset. Fine. तो assets की production में जब हम we undertake the economic activity for the production of the assets which are going to be used further in production of goods and services, that is termed as investment. Next is your exchange. It is that economic activity which is concerned with sale and purchase of commodity. It is also called product pricing. See, exchange is also called product pricing. Exchange का मतलब होता है the sale and purchase of goods in exchange of money. है ना? एक्सचेंज तभी होता है जब आप गुड्स और सर्विसेज को खरीदते बेचते हो और बदले में आपको क्या मिलता है? मनी. एंड द लास्ट टर्म इज डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन. Distribution is that economic activity which deals with determination of price of factors of production. See, there are in economics we talk about 4 factors of production. Those 4 factors of production are land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. Fine. And the income is being distributed in the form of rent for land, wages for labor, interest for capital, and profits for entrepreneurship. Fine. So distribution, basically it's an economic activity which deals with determination of prices of these 4 factors of production. And price, I have already told you, price for these 4 factors of production. For land, it is rent. For labor, it is wages. For capital, it is interest. And for entrepreneurship, it's profit. So how this income is going to be distributed? Fine. This we are going to study the distribution part. It's an economic activity which deals with the determination of these price of these 4 factors of production in the form of rent, wages, interests, and profits. Now let's go through some more definitions, one-line definitions. Now, who is a producer? One who produces goods and services for the generation of income. For example, farmer or manufacturer. Who is a consumer? One who consumes goods and services for the satisfaction of his wants. वो consumer है. सर्विस प्रोवाइडर कौन होता है बेटा? वन हु प्रोवाइड सम काइंड ऑफ सर्विस टू द अदर फॉर द पेमेंट ऑफ अ फी. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, लॉयर, डॉक्टर, bankers, they are providing us the services and in return getting the fee. And service holder, one who work for some other person and get paid for it in the form of wages or salary is a service holder. That means the employee. The employee is a service holder. एम्प्लॉय कौन होता है? जो अपनी सर्विसेज देता है और उसको उसके बदले में पे किया जाता है in the form of wages and salary. So the employee is a service holder, the one who is providing some services and is getting paid for it in return. Now one may ask कि सर्विस प्रोवाइडर और सर्विस होल्डर में क्या डिफरेंस है? बेटा देखो, सर्विस प्रोवाइडर क्या होते हैं? लाइक लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल. अ डॉक्टर is giving his services. He has opened his own clinic. वो अपनी कंसल्टेशन सर्विसेज देता है अपने पेशेंट्स को and in return he is getting the fee. So he is a service provider. The same doctor, when he is being employed, he is working as an employee in a government hospital and he is drawing salary from the government. So he is the service holder. I hope the difference between service provider and service holder is clear to everyone. Let's move to our next topic, meaning of statistics. See, statistics is defined in two sense. First is in plural sense and second is in singular sense. In plural sense, statistical data is being defined as just a numerical information. Fine. In plural sense, we say that statistics is the collection of numerical data or numerical facts. But in singular sense, statistical methods are being defined. When we are talking about statistics in singular sense, means methods of dealing with information. So statistics deal with collection, presentation, analysis and interpretation of quantitative information. बेटा हम अपने पूरे class 11th में we are going to learn statistics in singular sense. We will be learning how to collect data, how to present data in graphical form or in diagrammatic form, then how to analyze the data and interpret that quantitative information. Right? So statistics in plural sense is refers to, the definition is, it is aggregate of facts affected to a market extent by multiplicity of causes, numerically expressed, enumerated or estimated according to reasonable standards of accuracy, collected in a systematic manner for a predetermined purpose and placed in relation to each other. Fine. This was the definition. I have broken this definition and prepared this mind map and I have broken this definition into parts. अब इसका मतलब क्या है बेटे? Let's understand its meaning. Statistics in plural sense refers to first part. It refers to aggregate of facts. देखो, statistics are a number of facts. एक single figure, isolated figure statistics नहीं होती है ना? We need to have number of figures. Fine. And because the single figure cannot be, we cannot compare, we cannot derive any result from a single figure. In order to arrive some conclusion, in order to make some comparison, और अगर मुझे suppose mean या median या mode ही calculate करना है, तो we need to have some numbers. One single figure cannot be statistics. So statistics refers to aggregate of facts. Second, affected to a market extent by multiplicity of causes. क्या मतलब हुआ इसका मतलब? Numerical data can be influenced by variety of factors. फाइन, ये जो न्यूमेरिकल डेटा हम कलेक्ट करते हैं, इट इज अफेक्टेड बाय वेराइटी ऑफ फैक्टर्स, मीन्स मेनी फैक्टर्स. Not an easy job to study the effect of any one factor separately by ignoring others. For example, rice production. अब देखो, rice production is affected by, again, the quality of soil, the amount of rainfall. Fine. So there are so many factors which are influencing the rice production. So whenever we have to study the effect, we have to study the effect by studying the multiple causes. Right? Numerical data, it is influenced by variety of factors. तो हम किसी एक फैक्टर को देख के स्टडी नहीं करते हैं. We study the effect of all the factors simultaneously. Next is, it is numerically expressed. Obviously हमने plural जो definition दी है statistics की, वो तो यही दी है that it is the information, numerical facts which are collected. So that is why we say कि statistics is quantitative expressed, it is quantitatively expressed. Qualitative characteristics को भी अगर मुझे statistics में define करना है, तो मुझे पहले उन qualitative characteristics को quantitative में change करना पड़ेगा. Then I can do some operations in order to arrive at some conclusion. ठीक है, suppose अगर मुझे ये देखना है कि I want to comment upon कि whether the workers who are working in my organization they are punctual or not. तो मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा, मुझे पूरे 1 month का डेटा हर एम्प्लॉय का स्टडी करना पड़ेगा, that at what time they are coming, या वो कितनी देर लेट आते हैं. तो again I have to have the data in quantitative terms in order to arrive at some conclusion. So that is why जो qualitative characteristics हैं उनको भी मुझे quantify करना पड़ेगा to arrive at some conclusion. Then they are enumerated or estimated according to reasonable standards of accuracy. Fine. So high degree of accuracy is not insisted. Process of generalization can be achieved with reasonable standard of accuracy. For example, 5,000 people in a rally. So approximately 5,000 people must be there in a rally. So when we are defining the statistics in plural sense, we can have an estimated figure with reasonable standards of accuracy. Now the data is collected in a systematic manner. So for accuracy and reliability of data, figures should be collected in a systematic manner. The data to be collected should be for a predetermined purpose. So data collected in an unsystematic manner or without complete awareness of the purpose will be confusing and cannot be made on the basis of valid conclusion. तो बेटा जो data हमने calculate करना है ना, जो collect करना है, that should be collected keeping in mind the predetermined purpose. हमारा purpose क्या है ना. जैसे अभी मैंने आपको example दिया, अगर मुझे ये study करना है कि एक organization के employees punctual हैं या नहीं है, तो मुझे उनका जो data है वो arrival data को collect करना होगा. So that data should be collected for some predetermined purpose and that data should be placed in relation to each other. For the purpose of comparison, data must be homogeneous. अगर मुझे कुछ data को compare करना है, तो obviously homogeneous things can be compared, not heterogeneous. So height of men compared with height of tree, you cannot compare height of men with trees. So data should be placed in relation to each other. अब बेटा आपके पास जो क्वेश्चन आता है ना, वो या तो डिफाइन करने के लिए आ जाएगा या डेफिनेशन आ जाएगी और आपसे पूछा जाएगा कि आप बता दीजिए कि ये जो स्टैटिस्टिक्स है उसको प्लूरल सेंस में डिफाइन किया गया है या सिंगुलर सेंस में. सो अगेन आई विल रिपीट माई सेल्फ, इट्स वेरी इजी एंड वेरी, जो आप देखो डेफिनेशन के पार्ट्स हैं, बहुत ही कॉमन सी बात की गई है कि statistics in plural sense is referred to aggregate of facts affected to a marked extent by multiplicity of causes, numerically expressed, enumerated or estimated according to reasonable standards of accuracy, collected in a systematic manner for a predetermined purpose, and is placed in relation to each other. Now let's move to the meaning of statistics as a method in singular sense. So singular sense may be defined as a collection, presentation, analysis, and interpretation of numerical data. So in the first stage, data is collected. Second stage, it is organized in a systematic manner, maybe in an increasing order, decreasing order, in tabular presentation. Fine, it is organized in a systematic manner. Then presentation of data. Data is presented through graphs, through diagrams. Then analysis of data by using various measures like measures of central tendency. We can calculate positional average, measures of dispersion, standard deviation, etc. And all this is being done to interpret the data and to arrive at some result. So collection of data, first step is the statistical inquiry. Technique of collection depends upon the objective of study. Organization of data in a proper form, which involves editing and classification. We classify the data like we have already done this. We have learned how to prepare discrete series or continuous series. Then presentation of data in the form of text, table, diagram, or graph. Analysis of data to calculate measures of central tendency, dispersion, correlation, etc. And finally, interpretation of data to arrive at the final conclusion drawn from the analyzed data. So if anybody asks that what is the difference between statistics in plural sense or singular sense, plural sense deals with numerical information, whereas in singular sense, statistics is a body of various methods and tools. In plural sense, statistics is descriptive in nature. In singular sense, it is basically a tool of analysis. In plural sense, statistics is often in a it is often in a raw state, means it's a raw data, fine. But in singular sense, the data is processed. It is converted into tables. It is presented in graphical form, in diagrammatic form, fine. In plural sense, the data is quantitative, and in singular sense, the processed data is further used for various operational purpose, for performing various operations, like for the calculation of average, for the calculation of median and mode positional average, for the calculation of correlation, for the calculation of dispersions, various measures of dispersion. So it is an operational techniques. Statistics in singular sense is an operational technique. I hope that the difference between statistics in plural sense and singular sense is clear to everyone. Now let's come to the next part of this chapter. It's functions of statistics. Very simple. Statistics is used to simplify the complex data, to present the facts in a definite form, to make comparison of facts, to facilitate planning and policy formulation, to help forecasting. Statistics is helpful in formulation and testing of hypotheses, and to enlarge individual knowledge and experience. So these are few functions of statistics. You can go through the definition to the explanation, not the definition, sorry. You can go through the explanation of these points given in this mind map on your own. It is very simple. It is very simple explanation. Kindly go through the explanation of the functions of statistics in this mind map. Then importance of statistics. See, statistics is important. Its importance to the government, importance of statistics in economics, in economic planning, and in business. See, government collects large amount of statistics for the various purpose, like study of inflation, rate of literacy, to fulfill the welfare objective, and for running its administration effectively, for formulating economic policies, and various political groups are also guided by statistical analysis regarding their popularity in the masses. So that is why we study the study of statistics important to the government. Then in economics, statistics is important for formulation of economic laws, helps in understanding and solving economic problem, studies the market structure, whether the market is perfectly competitive, oligopoly or monopoly, helps in estimating mathematical relationship, useful to study behavior of different economic aspects, and then price analysis. Then importance of statistics in economic planning. See, economic planning, it is required for achieving the faster rate of growth through the best use of nation's resources. At every stage of economic planning, there is a need for figure and statistical method. See, अगर मुझे economy के लिए कुछ plan करना है, तो obviously that planning should be based upon some facts and figures related to the economy, like what is poverty in the economy, what is the rate of poverty, what is the rate of inflation, है ना. मैं जो भी plan करूंगी economy के लिए, that should be based on some figures, that should be based on some data, right? So we need to have that statistical data for the economic planning. Then importance of statistics in business. For establishing business units, for estimating the demand for the product, we need data. For production planning, for making quality control, for making marketing strategy, and accounts writing and auditing. Limitations of statistics are, it does not provide qualitative phenomena. हमने ये पहले भी अभी डिस्कस किया था कि qualitative phenomena को स्टडी करने के लिए those qualitative aspects are to be converted into quantitative aspects in order to derive some conclusion, like honesty, poverty, welfare, health, etc. cannot be directly measured. It does not deal with individuals, and the data can be misused by ignorant person. He may draw any type of conclusion he likes. Now, nature of economics. Economics as a science and economics study as an art. As a science, we study economics as a positive science, as an normative science. Economics as a social science is a systematic study of economic activities of human beings. It is a branch of knowledge where various facts can be systematically collected, classified, and analyzed. The arguments in favor of economics as a science. Fine. You can go through this slide on your own. These are the arguments in favor of, which says that yes, economics is a science. Positive economics as a positive science means it answers to the question what is and what was. For example, India is the largest populated country of the world. Prices have been rising in India. Price rise हो रही है. India second largest populated country world की है. This statement is a positive statement. Whereas normative economics as a normative science deals with what ought to be and how the economic problem can be solved. Fine. Like the statements can be in normative economics that India should take steps to remove poverty, to control population explosion. So normative science basically is suggestive in nature. Normative statements cannot be empirically verified. आप उनको verify नहीं कर सकते with the help of data and evidence. So you see, one statement is India should not take loan from foreign countries. Again, it is a suggestion. Rich people should be taxed more. Government should stop minimum support prices to the farmers. So again, these are all suggestive statements, different opinions of different persons related to rightness and wrongness of a particular thing or policy. I hope that all the concepts which we have discussed today is clear to everyone. That's all for today from my side. Thank you very much.